One centre-back may have gone to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, but his replacement is set to arrive at Watford in the coming days. Adam Leventhal, the Watford journalist for The Athletic, has reported that Watford are set to sign Angelo Ogbonna on a one-year contract with the option to extend for another year. Before we get into my thoughts on the deal, we're going to hear from Anton from the West Ham United network to get his thoughts on Ogbonna joining the Golden Boys.
Hello, everyone at the Watford Way. I've been asked to give you a little bit of an insight into what Ogbonna would bring to Watford. My name's Anton from the West Ham Network. And listen, Angelo Ogbonna, I'll be honest with you, I was one of his biggest critics when he first joined the club, all the way back in the 2015 season. And it was the final season of West Ham being at Upton Park. I felt like Ogbonna came with quite a high reputation, obviously coming from Juventus, playing his trade and playing his trade in Serie A. And when he first came to West Ham, I was extremely skeptical, especially after his first couple of games. I felt like his awareness of to read the back line he struggled with. And at the time, West Ham had another player who played alongside him called Winston Reid. And in our final season at Upton Park, all I seem to remember is Winston Reid screaming and shouting at Ogbonna all the time. Ogbonna would hold people on side. I never know how to read that line so well. He is your no-nonsense defender, but like Italian wine, like an Italian fine wine, the older that Ogbonna got, the better he got. And my critical side of Ogbonna soon changed for him to become the uncle of the club. He became a absolute baller in our defense. He, like a fine wine, like I've said already, became a top-notch quality centre-back for West Ham. He is your no-nonsense. He will always throw his head and put his body on the line. He always loved the last-ditch tackle. He will throw his head in the line. He will wear his heart on his sleeve, and he will love your club because that's exactly how he feels about West Ham. So if you are going to sign him, take care of him for us, please. It was time for him to go at West Ham. Obviously, he is coming into the wrong end of his 30s, but he can still do a job, and I'm not even jesting about that. Last season, in particular, against Arsenal, he came in out of the blue when no one expected it and gave one of his performances of the season, albeit he only played 11 games last year, a mixture of substitute appearances, and very rarely started any games. We have struggled over the years with injuries, including Ogbonna as part of that. He's never really fully completed a full season. Actually, I don't think he's actually completed a full season at West Ham. And as the years have gone on, he's gradually worked his way down the ranks at West Ham. We've struggled because we do concede a lot of goals over the past few years. But I would say during our best time at the club, when he found a ball playing defender who was alongside him, then that's what you wanted because his awareness in the game became a lot better the older he got. And if you've got a ball playing centre back who can play alongside Ogbonna, then you're going to have no problems at all. You're going to have a stone wall defender who won't let anything, a brick wall, who won't let anything get by him. So he's a no nonsense. He is absolutely a player that has grown in his strengths as a player, grown in his strength and his ability. He can hold on to the ball. He's a clever footballer and also very dangerous from set pieces, corners, free kicks, you name it. He will run from distance. He will jump. He's got a very good jump on him and he can score quite a few goals. In actual fact, scoring 13 goals in his West Ham career on total as well, but playing for over nearly 250 games for the club over his near 10-year time at us. So yeah, if he comes to you, I think you're getting a good player. I think it works. I think it makes sense because you need that experience, Premier League experience that can maybe get you over the edge, and it could be his one last dance to help Watford get a much needed promotion back into the Premier League. So all the best to you, Augie, if you do sign with Watford. Take it easy and come on, you Irons.
And a big thanks to Anton there for giving his thoughts on Ogbonna potentially joining Watford imminently. And some positive words towards the end there. And I like the phrase, he ages like a fine wine, because I feel like that's what we need in the Watford defence at the moment. We've lost a big leader and a big character in Wesley Hu, and it looks like we're going to bring in a similar personality type in Angelo Ogbonna. He mentioned his previously of Juventus in Italy. He's played also for the Italian national team a few times as well. Joined West Ham back in 2015 and was there really for a number of years, consistently playing at the top level in the Premier League. And he made 17 Premier League appearances for them last season. And Anton there also mentioned his man of the match defensive display against Arsenal away at the Emirates as well. So promising signs. In terms of the deal for me, am I really happy? I wouldn't say I'm completely overjoyed and astounded by the signing. I do feel like we should have targeted maybe someone slightly younger. For example, if this was Ogbonna of 2 or 3 years ago, I'd much more prefer that type of signing. But look, as a short-term deal, whilst the younger centre-backs develop and come through, I think it's a classy move, a classy signing. He won't be on a ridiculous wage. He gets to stay in the UK as well. And I think all round his experience, his aura, if you will bring a lot to the Watford dressing room. And it's a very young dressing room. If you look at the centre defensive options we have at the moment, aside from maybe Ryan Porteous and Francisco Sierralta, the options in there are looking quite young. You've got Antonio Tikvic, who's come in on loan from Udinese. You've got Kake Almeida, who's come from Fluminense in Brazil. Kevin Caben is set to sign as well from Toulouse in France. So you've got 3 centre-backs there who may take some time to adjust to the English game. And as Anton mentioned there in kind of his overview of Ogbonna, he's been there, he's done it, he's a brick wall. He throws himself at everything. He's left-footed as well, most importantly, just to clarify on that point as well, obviously replacing Wesley Hu. So for me, I don't see too many negatives in the deal. But again, like when Musa signed, it's just the initial reservations around his age, his injury record, and whether he can do it throughout the entirety of the championship season. But in conclusion, I'm very happy, looking forward to seeing Ogbonna in a Watford shirt. And Adam Leventhal did caveat in his report actually that he won't feature straight away for Watford. It's going to take him a week to 2 weeks to get up to fitness, of course, because he's not had a proper pre-season. He left West Ham at the end of last season and has only just managed, it appears, to have found a club in Watford very recently. So it may take him a few weeks to get up to speed, but I do feel like in his pomp at Watford, Ogbonna is going to be a real key asset for us. So let me know your thoughts on the deal in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video, and join us for our Sheffield United match preview later this week in what's going to be a really tough test for Watford at the weekend. Goodbye.